here to kick it on some random thoughts, part 2. What inspires me to keep doing what it is that I do? First of all, I have the right attitude for the work that I do in serving our community. And what inspires me to keep going is when I see my young brothers and my young sisters in the morning. And when I see that fire in their eyes, that glow in their eyes, that smile on their face, being in a good spirit, where once upon a time I did not see that in them. And so every time I see our youth inspired, every time I see them growing, it inspires me to keep on doing what it is that I'm doing. Another thing that inspires me to keep on serving our community consistently on a high level is I made a promise to God. And I asked him, I say, if you let me out the prison system, that I'll come out here in this community that I once helped to destroy, and I'll serve it 8 days a week, 366 days a year positively for the rest of my life. And so God, he answered my prayers. He whispered into President Barack Obama's ear, saying, man, sign my servant's clemency. I'm in need of him. Unloose the donkey out of the prison house because the master have need for him. So I'm inspired every day because I am the donkey that was tied up in the prison house that God sent President Barack Obama say, loose the donkey out the prison house. The master have need for him. So I'm inspired every day by the blessing that God has given me. By sending a message to President Barack Obama saying, loose my donkey out of the prison house. I have need for him. That's my inspiration. Another question. How do I keep it going in the midst of frustrations in my life? In the midst of me shedding tears in my life? In the midst of me going through things while I'm still inspired to keep doing the work of God? I know that in the midst of my struggles, there are only footsteps in a journey to God's promise. So I still smile, even though I still go through things like everybody else. But the difference between me and most people is that I met God. And my God confirmed to me. He said, man, I am going to let you out the prison house. And I am going to walk with you every step of the way when I let you out of the prison house so you could go back in the community to raise my people. Not your people, Brother Albert. They're my people. So while I'm going through my tears, while I'm going through my struggle, I am still reminded why I am inspired to come out here and serve our community, because all of that is predicated on a prayer that I prayed to God that he answered. So I'm always inspired in spite of. Lastly, how do I cleanse myself after going into the prison house, pouring into murderers, pouring into robbers, pouring into brothers that have done all manners of things? How do I clean myself up? How do I protect myself when I'm going into a community amongst people that have a lot of things going on in their life? And those spirits, sometimes spirits jump from place to place looking for a home, right? So how do I cleanse myself? Not only so that stuff won't get into me, but I won't bring that stuff into my household. So when I get up in the rising, in the AM, the first thing I do is I thank God for waking me up and raising me up. I thank him intensely every time he wake me up. And then after I give him his praise, his honor, and his glory, I start thanking me, and I start hugging on me, and I start loving me, and I start telling me how great I am, how great of a servant to him that I am. And then I take my shower. And then after I wash up, while I'm listening to my meditation music, while I'm listening to my God vibration music, while I'm praising my God in the AM, then I anoint myself from head to toe with prayer oil, with an intentions to keep everything that's like God, to keep that in me, and to let me express him. So when you see me, you see him. When you hear me, you hear him. And then those things that are not like him, I want them to come out of me, but I don't want them to affect nobody. Right? And so I have the aroma of the prayer oil to remind me that I'm covered, to remind me that I'm given the prayer oil an assignment. And the prayer oil assignment is to be a covering for me so that nothing that is not like God will not enter my vibrational circumference. And so I'm covered when all of that stuff try to penetrate me, when the people that I'm trying to heal have demons in me that I help resurrect demons out of. They can't come to me because I'm covered. They got to go find them a place, right? And so these are just some random thoughts that's on your brother's mind. And so I want to leave us with this. Like, you be encouraged about the life that we live. Don't let life live you. You live life on your terms. And you find your way to be happy. You find your way to be at peace. And find your way to always stay covered so that those things that are not like him won't penetrate you. And those things that are not like him that's in you that's coming out, that they don't have the power to affect others. So this is Random Thoughts Part 2. Stick around for Part 3.